Hey everybody, this is Tara with Life Source Healing Arts. I want to talk to you a little bit tonight about trauma, what it is, how it impacts us, and how access bars can actually help with trauma. So, trauma is any experience that we have that brings up an emotion that is unpleasant to us. So it can be something as simple as somebody jumping out and startling you and creating that kind of fear in you. And then perhaps maybe for the rest of your life, even you find that you're extra jumpy, or people notice that you startle easily. Might be something like that that happens in the moment and you never really think about again after that, to the really big traumas in our lives. When we talk about, veterans coming back from war, people experiencing domestic violence, children who have perhaps been abused, those kind of things that, again, bring up a very unpleasant emotional experience for us. And maybe that is something that we continue to think about for the rest of our lives. So, not only do we store the memories of these traumas, and not only do they impact us energetically and leave behind scars, so to speak, or excess energy that we hold on to because we don't know what else to do with it and kind of stuff it down and gets hung up in our energetic field. But those, pardon me, those experiences also create an electromagnetic pocket of energy that gets held in our brain. And from that very first experience that we have that brings up that particular emotional response, anytime from that point on that we experience something that is even remotely similar, our neurons want to take the path of least resistance and they go right back to that initial emotional response. So, when we're talking about things like depression, anxiety, PTSD, addiction, things that we have what we call quote unquote triggers that send us into an emotional reaction that we feel like we don't have any control over. Whether that, like I said, is depression and you feel like you just can't pull yourself out of it, anxiety, where you are having literal panic attacks. PTSD and addiction, things that impact our life in a way that really kind of cause us to circumnavigate our entire life around those fears, phobias, triggers, and so forth. So, again, we have electromagnetic charges that are created in our brain. They are held there. They are a pattern, just like a computer has a program that's running to cause a certain thing to happen on your computer screen. Our brains have these patterns that are running in the background. And if those patterns are left unchecked, then we continue to navigate our lives based on those emotional experiences we've had in the past. So with access bars, what happens is that the practitioner utilizes the electromagnetic points on their fingertips, and they hold the client's head in certain sequences in very specific areas for a period of time. When the electromagnetic force from the fingertips makes contact with those pockets of electromagnetic energy that are held in the brain, it literally kind of pulls them apart and dissipates them. So essentially, we are erasing the programming. It's kind of like if you put a magnet up to your credit card and all of a sudden that program that's in there is no longer there. We're kind of doing something similar. So what we do, again, is that the practitioner holds these certain areas, it draws out that electrical charge, and allows us to start moving forward in our life in a way that allows us to move without being controlled by those past experiences that we've had. So Memories don't get erased, don't get me wrong. But what happens is that when we recall those memories, then that emotional upheaval that we feel like we have no control over seems to dissipate with this particular practice. And so when you are maybe in a group and a certain person walks into the room that normally is somebody that quote unquote triggers you, somebody that maybe really gets under your skin that you've never gotten along with, what happens is instead that person walks into the room, you might notice that that person is somebody that used to annoy you, that you don't care to be around for reasons that again have gone on in the past. So you might have that recognition still, but you're not feeling overwhelmed with those past emotions that you've had when you've dealt with that person in the past. So it allows you then to just kind of disconnect from that. Now you can look at the situation. If something new happens, it allows you to kind of, so to speak, have a clean slate. And so you can start looking at those experiences in a whole new way. It allows you then to also start to make new decisions and change maybe some old habits or some old patterns that you had going on. Allows you to see things more clearly. It's almost like you're stepping back from the situation now and you all of a sudden have this clarity that you didn't have before because you were so overtaken by the emotions that came along with that experience or that interaction. So again, access bars can do a myriad of things. The things that I see most helped with for my clients are, again, addiction, PTSD, anxiety, and depression. Because those are the things that really take hold and we really navigate our day to day around, because there are things that we are fearful of, that we don't want to experience. And so we just continue to kind of avoid certain things. So I'm sure that there's things in your life that you would love to enjoy that maybe you haven't gotten so much pleasure out of in the past because of addiction, PTSD, anxiety, or depression. And so this again just allows you to kind of move forward in a new, fresh way and allows abundance to come into your life if you so choose, because we don't have all of those barriers that subconsciously we have put up for ourselves over the years because of traumatic experiences that we've had to navigate through. And we've had to go into a place of protection and safety, and we've created these patterns and programs and belief systems that maybe aren't serving our highest good. So anyway, if you have any questions or if you have any interest in learning more or would like to schedule an appointment with me, then feel free to go to our website, www.lifesourcehealingarts.com. You can also email me at lifesourcehealingarts@gmail.com. And I would be happy to explain this a little further, talk about your specific situation, and let you know what you might expect. The results are different for everybody that comes to see me, depending on what kind of baggage and what kind of issues you're bringing forth with you from your past. This also can help with past life issues. Just so you know, sometimes we kind of can't figure out where the source of these traumas came from. We don't understand why we have certain behaviors and certain patterns that seem to be kind of holding on to us. And so again, this is something that can help with things that we do know about, those big traumas that we haven't been able to forget, as well as those really subtle things that have happened that have caused patterns and programs to be put into place that we are not necessarily fond of and want to maybe let go of. And again, those past life things that we've brought forth. Lineage healing can happen as well when we are dealing with traumas that have been brought forth from family members, from our mothers. Maybe there was stress while they were pregnant with us. And so that got brought forth energetically and created a signature, a pattern, or a belief system that isn't even ours. So anyway, again, feel free to reach out. I would love to talk to you. I'm extremely passionate about access bars. If you read the testimonials on the website, you will see that there is a myriad of things that this can shift and change for people. There are only 2 testimonials on the page that are from clients that have had more than one session. So just a little piece of hope. This isn't necessarily something that you have to keep coming back and doing over and over and over again. A lot of the big issues can sometimes be helped even in a first session. So give me a call, touch bases. I'd love to talk to you more. Have an amazing evening. Take care. Bye-bye.